Hi, folks. This is Jackie Bushman, founder of Buckmasters. Thanks so much for being a member of our association and supporting the great sport of whitetail deer hunting. Now, sit back and enjoy the best of the Buckmasters television series.
Deer season, opening day, the moment I've been waiting for has finally come my way to get together with all my friends and share knowledge and experience before the hunt begins. Something about the morning that's special in the air. There's something about the time with Mother Nature that we share. I look close to read the signs. Well, maybe not much longer before it's trophy time. Buckmasters, deer hunting has a name, place to belong if you love to hunt big game. Buck fever, put your skill to the test. When you hunt with Buckmasters, you're hunting with the best.
The Buckmasters Whitetail Magazine with Jackie Bushman. Brought to you by Yamaha Moto 4 dealers. See the new Yamaha ATVs at your local Yamaha dealer. Winchester, because every round counts. Visit your local Winchester dealer for the tools to make your next hunt a success. Liberty rugged outdoor gear, worth hunting for. Bill Jordan's Real Tree, America's most versatile camo pattern. Nikon, makers of fine binoculars, rifle scopes, and cameras. And by Buckstop, America's most alluring company.
Hi, folks. We're right outside of Sonora, Texas at the beautiful Harrison Ranch. We have Phil Reddick, Buckmaster Southwest Regional Director, and Bob Zaiglin here. Well, Phil, you've been trying to set this hunt up here for about a couple of years. We got the Buckmaster staff down here, and you've been telling me all about it. What do you feel like for this week?
Well, it should look good. You know, you wanted the best they had to offer in Texas, and I think you're on probably one of the best ranches that's available. You know, through the efforts that Bob and the staff puts forth, and especially the ranch owners, the Harrisons, you'll never see nothing like it again, I don't believe.
Well, that's great. Well, Bob, hey, we appreciate you letting Buckmasters come this week. If it's anything that Phil's talking about, we're looking for an interesting week. Tell us a little bit about the ranch and basically what you do here, you know, at the ranch.
Well, basically, I'm the wildlife manager for all Harrison ranches. We have a little over 250,000 acres that we manage throughout the state. This is one of the ranches we have. It's 43,000 acres, and we'll be hunting about 20,000 acres of it this week in the core. And we'll be doing some rattling. We'll be hunting from blinds, and we'll also be doing some walk hunting. People will be stalking some deer. We should be seeing a lot of deer. We're in the peak of the rut. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I got high expectations. Y'all going to have a ball.
Well, Phil, I want you to take the staff out and, you know, get them in the stands and get them oriented. Bob, I'd like to go out and maybe rattle a little bit and try to get some pictures for the magazine.
Yeah, we'll try that new camera you brought. That little Nikon ought to work pretty good on it.
That's correct.
Okay.
Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Horn rattling for big bucks when the Buckmasters returns.
I got 3 great tips for you this hunting season. First, the Yamaha Big Bear with 4-wheel drive for those hard-to-reach places. The Yamaha YFM 250 with front and rear racks will carry almost 200 pounds. And the heavy-duty Yamaha Pro Hauler with front rack and rear cargo bed will carry almost 450 pounds. They're rugged, reliable, and dependable. Take a tip from the old Buckmaster. Get out and see all the new 1990 Yamaha ATVs today.
Being an outdoorsman has a lot of rewards. A tranquil sunrise is only one of many. But without a doubt, it is one of Mother Nature's grandest. Let's join Bob and Jackie for some early morning horn rattling. Within 2 minutes of rattling, a nice racked buck appears out of the Texas brush, proving without a doubt that horn rattling is one of the most effective methods of deer hunting. Bucks are attracted to this simulated fight to show their dominance to other bucks intruding in their home territory. As the buck comes toward the horns, he maneuvers downwind from our hunters and detects their scent.
There he is. He's right under the live oak tree. Same, he's just standing there. There he goes. He's running to our left. There's another buck. See? He's right between the trees. He's just listening. Trying to figure out where we are. There he goes. Look at him. Oh, he must have smelled us. Boy, he didn't know what's going on. He stopped then. He got his attention. Looks like he's gonna circle us. He's still looking. Watch him, he's gonna circle us and try to come downwind from us. You see him up in the thicket? Boy, they really camouflage good down here. There he goes. He's not sure whether he ought to come in or not. It's amazing how horn rattling can really attract these bucks in. Look at him staring at us. He's just keeping the brush in between us and the fight. That's something else. Oh my gosh. I know they grow things big in Texas, but if that's a rat, we're in big trouble. Look at that thing. That's a javelina. He's coming up to check the action too. Boy, if there's a good-looking contest, he's definitely not going to win top honors. Bob, there's a nice buck over to the left. There he is. Here he comes. He's running across. I think he's saw us rattling. Boy, isn't he pretty? That's a good 8 or 10 point right there. I can't be caught up with the doe over there. I think we got him between them.
Bob and Jackie are now changing locations to see if Bob can rattle a buck up close enough for Jackie to take a good photograph.
Jumped out right there. Yeah, he's gone now.
Look at him easing through the bushes right there. Yeah, he's just easing right there.
Yeah. He's a youngster.
Yeah, he's a
pretty naive.
Boy, he just jumped right out of the bushes, though.
Oh, man.
Oh,
see, these deer hanging around water, you know, and
yeah.
bucks are hanging on the does, and they're coming in the water, so that's where we're going to have to concentrate.
That's a good combination, you rattling and me grunting at it.
Yeah, you bet, and you give an aggressive grunt on that.
And now let's take a few moments for the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
Safety tip for this week concerns either pulling your rifle or your bow up. Now, this right here is a lock-on fix-on stand, and I have a cord that's hanging down from it. I also have a hook on the end of it to make it easy. Now, when I approach my stand, I'm going to bring the rope around, and then I want to hook the hook onto the rope, and this way, the muzzle is going to be down. Never hook your rope up with the muzzle pointing towards you, so you'll be pulling it up this way. Once you've gotten into your tree stand, make sure you put on your safety strap. That's very important. Once you have your safety strap on, make sure it's secure. A lot of you guys out there might fall asleep, and if you do, this right here will save you. So make sure you get it nice and firm. Then you can bring your rifle up. But if you'll notice, never bring your rifle up with the muzzle pointing to you. This is the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
The Safety Tip of the Week has been brought to you by Winchester, because every round counts. The Lone Star State has by far the largest whitetail population in the country, which attracts thousands of sportsmen nationwide each year. However, most of the whitetail hunting in Texas is done on private ranches that are strictly controlled through management programs that protect and enhance the whitetail population. Hunting is a very important method utilized by management to reduce overpopulated areas and maintain a healthy herd. Joining Jackie on this week's hunt are Buckmaster staff members Mike Yates and Alan Brewer. Neither Mike nor Alan have hunted whitetail in Texas before and are looking forward to a good hunt. As usual, our hunters will be practicing the Buckmaster's one-shot concept during the hunt, which means each hunter is urged to make only one clean shot when taking a deer. Alan and Mike will be hunting with identical Ruger 270 rifles fitted with Nikon 4x12 scopes. Their ammunition, Winchester Supreme.
Well, we're here. I'll tell you what, let's look where they might come. I imagine they'll be coming right up through in that area there. They hang in these moths quite a bit, and they come out to feed out through here, and they're running the does. Be sure you take your shells, and remember, only one shot counts. That's all we're doing. One shot now. Okay. I don't want to hear no two-shot deal tonight.
Right. Mike helps run the classic, so he's never participated in the actual hunt part.
This will be my time, mister.
Take these horns. We've had a lot of luck with them. You know, Bob was rattling up some deer yesterday for us for the camera, so, you know, take those with you, and good luck to you.
Yeah.
But what's his shots now? He could shoot up probably close to 300 yards all the way out that way?
Well, yeah. You know,
furthest way?
Outside those moths, they might be ranging a long way. Yeah, try to work them in, but if you don't, you got that, show him that card.
Look, this is for Alabama people only, so if the guy's never shot over...
We don't use that in Texas because we hit what we aim at.
It's telling you what you sighted your gun in. See, at 300 yards, it's going to drop minus 7.2.
Okay.
Take that with you in case you forget, okay?
Well, I'll try to grunt here.
Good luck to you. We'll pick you up a little bit later.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
okay. us a chance to break our outline a little bit in here, Bob.
Yeah, we got a little bit to break our background, but we got an open area here. We're pretty thick. See what we could do. I sure wish we could break some of those bigger bucks out from those does. I sure run those splits.
Where do you feel like they may come from out here?
Well, I tell you what, Alan, that gap right up front just looks like it, you know, it's more conducive to them just traveling that route right there, I think.
Blending into your hunting terrain is very important. Today, our hunters are wearing Liberty clothing with a Realtree camo pattern to break their silhouettes. Let's listen as Bob rattles for our group.
Yeah, here he comes. Okay, wait, just get ready, Alan, get ready.
He moved over into the thicket right there.
I don't see him.
He went across the gap, moved to the thicket. There he is. He's
Okay,
moved to the
okay.
right. All right.
Okay,
I
he's
got
right.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got him.
I see him now.
He's
now.
moving right, Bob.
Yeah, youngster.
Boy, they really come to the horse.
Oh, they're
He's
coming
still
good,
coming.
but
There he
yeah.
is. Look at him going across the
Go ahead
gap.
and grunt a little bit. Go ahead and play with him.
See him looking at us now?
Yeah. Oh.
I hate to mess with him like this, Bob.
Yeah, that's great. I tell you what we're doing is we're having problems though with these adult bucks, the bigger ones.
Yeah.
They're hanging with those hot dogs, man. We're having a rough time breaking loose. But, boy, it's fun bringing any of
Oh,
them,
this is
isn't it?
exciting.
It's fantastic.
I mean, like I said, you know, we're hunting. We're not just sitting and acting.
Oh, man.
You get your heart beating because you never know when it'll get
Gosh,
that big one.
Ellen lost weight in the last 2 days walking with us. Gosh.
There he
All right.
goes.
There
he
you go.
goes.
Let's go try another
All
fight.
right.
This is fun.
You
Maybe we can get a bigger
Great. It's getting late, guys. We'll try one more spot. Let's get right in there.
Okay.
Try it in here. Jackie?
Yeah.
Try it over here.
Okay.
See him come across the road?
Yeah. It's a buck. He's coming. Let him keep coming. Get ready. Just get him in your scope. He's good off the collar.
See him easing through the tree like that?
I can't see him.
I got him in the scope.
Okay.
Give you a buck?
Yeah. He's got good heavy.
Well, take him if he's heavy. Come on, let's go.
There he is.
Boy, he's a nice one.
All right, Alan. Good deer.
Boy, he's a good deer.
Heavy beam.
Yes, sir. Ray, look at that.
Oh, man.
What is it? 8-pointer.
Oh,
Look at the
man.
acres.
Like him?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Thank
you're all
you.
right. Congratulations.
Bob, boy,
Oh,
you got
put him in there.
You got 3 out of 4 for the fellas.
Oh,
Boy, it's a fun way to hunt, I tell you that.
yeah, it's great to have y'all here at Sonora, Texas.
Hey, we got one guy left.
We got one guy left.
Ah, no problem.
Let's
No
go get him
sweat,
one.
man. Let's go.
Meanwhile, Mike has spotted a nice buck crossing the pasture. Mike's buck, a nice typical 11-pointer, along with Allen's, are only 2 of several bucks taken during this season's management program here on the Harrison Ranch. Host facilities for the Buckmasters this week were provided by the Harrison Ranches of Sonora, Texas. If you're interested in hunting whitetail, turkey, or exotic deer, contact Bob Zaiglin at 512-278-8815.
This next show, I'll meet up with former All-Pro with the Los Angeles Rams, Jack Youngblood. We'll be doing some bird hunting and some excellent South Texas whitetail hunting.
Jackie and his guest, Jack Youngblood, have just arrived at the Kenedy Ranch, where they are about to meet hunting manager Billy Freeman.
Jack, Billy's the manager here at Cerritos Safaris on the Kenedy Ranch, and everything I've heard, we're in for one heck of a hunt trip.
Boy, everything I have heard and read is just wonderful.
Well, you guys are in for a treat. We'll get your rifle sighted in, then after a while, we'll go shoot some pheasant quail.
Uh-oh.
We'll see how Jack
We're
shoots
gonna do it
here.
all, huh?
Yeah.
Super.
That's no fair. Every time I go somewhere, this guy, you know,
Yeah, well,
he's the bird man.
Yeah. Well, we heard he's quite a quail shot, so we want to see how he is.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the ranch.
Well,
man.
we're hunting 239,000 acres, and they've allotted us 200 deer to shoot this year. So they recommend that we shoot 1 buck for every 750 acres. So we're taking 1 buck for every 1,000 acres.
I see. So y'all are on a pretty extensive management program here.
Yeah, we only shoot mature bucks, which we classify as 5.5, 6.5-year-old buck.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And all their growth's going through their horn instead of their body, so they're good mature bucks, you know, and it's time to shoot them when they're 5.5 and 6.5 years old.
Well, a lot of people don't understand, you know, the use of the hunter and, you know, the management programs, and, you know, that's important.
We have a special place here. See, there's not too many places in the United States that deer get to be this old and this large a quantity of them, you know, because you have all the other public hunting areas and all that. And we have, this is 439,000 acres. So we have a 200,000-acre game refuge, you know, all the time. It's never to be hunted. It was left in the will. So each one of our pastures, we call it Holy Land, where we can't hunt.
Right.
So a lot of the pastures are surrounded by the Holy Land, and a lot of the deer come in from the Holy Lands on it. So, you know, we're pretty fortunate the way it's set up. So we feel like we can keep it running like this for 10 years, you know, with the proper management. We shouldn't have no trouble, and we try to manage it, you know.
Well, that's great. Y'all do a lot of the jawbone surveys and things like that?
Yeah, we have full-time biologists, and all our guides, we're real confident in our guides because they're good. They can tell you within 3 points of what the deer will score, you know, glassing him. Right. And they do a good job. You know, we're real satisfied with them. And you guys are going to have a good time with them.
Well, Billy, what's the best buck that's been taken off the place?
Okay, this year we've taken a 168 typical 12-pointer, 6-inch bases, 19.5-inch spread, 12-inch tines.
Well, I tell you what, that sounds like a keeper for me. I'd like to take one like that.
Okay, you know, you're going to be here for a couple of days. You can turn them down, look at them, and, you know, when you get to the right one, you can harvest them.
Sounds good.
Okay.
We got to sight our gun in real quick.
All right.
So let us go do that. I see your guides brought the four-wheelers up. We'll go do that, and we'll be right back. We'll do some quail hunting.
Okay.
While hunting this week, our group will be using the one-shot concept. Whether it be with the Winchester Supreme rifle ammunition or shotgun shells, they will try to make their first shot count when the opportunity arises. Let's join them now at the range as Jack sights in his Ruger 270.
Have you shot your gun lately?
I need to.
Need to?
Especially if you're going to do this one-shot thing.
That's right. This is just like the Buckmasters Classic now.
I've only got one shot.
Only one shot counts then.
Oh, okay.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
So, what's been going down?
Well, you know, I'm still with the club.
Yeah.
I'm assistant to the president, and I do a variety of things from PR to player evaluation, and I do the broadcast for KMPC.
Oh, really?
Right.
Okay.
Right, for the ball games.
You miss playing?
I think you'll always miss playing the game. You don't miss some of the stuff that goes around it.
Right.
When you get as old as I am, you don't miss getting beat up.
Well, I tell you what, I've been watching the Rams. They had a good year this year.
They really did. They're a young football team, and I think they've got a ways to go yet.
Yeah.
But they're going to be a good football team.
Well, that's great. Let's get this thing sighted in real quick so we can go shoot some birds.
Yeah, I do not want to miss. Let's see here.
Got some earplugs for you.
I need those.
Put those on. All right, let's see what you did here.
Bullseye.
You.
That's dead on. In the money, son. In the money.
Are you sure they didn't put a hole right there?
That's in the money, honey.
That's a good shot. Okay. Like I said, our shots around here, they say can vary from 50 to, to 300 yards. So we've got it in at about, zeroed in at about 150. So you ought to be ready.
I think so.
All right. Let's go, man. We want to go shoot some quail. I want to show you up. I can show you how my quail hunting ability has improved since last time.
Let's go do it. Before they start their deer hunt, Jackie challenges Jack to some bird hunting Texas style.
This is the playoff, Jack. This is the playoff. You know that, don't you? Be ready. Oh. Whoa. 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 Get it. Got that one. Good shot. Doggone it, you're killing me.
This is one of my games.
Uh-huh.
I love to shoot this bird.
Whoa, whoa, right there. I didn't shoot that time. That was an echo.
Echo.
that wasn't me shooting. You put blanks in my guns, what you've done.
Took the shot out.
I'm not that bad of a shot. My granddaddy taught me better.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back for some more exciting hunting action when the Buckmasters continues.
To find out why Liberty rugged outdoor gear is so popular, we decided to ask some of America's most rugged outdoorsmen.
I've never bagged a deer before, but Liberty outdoor wear makes me feel like a real hunter.
The only thing stitched better than a baseball is Liberty rugged outdoor gear.
Living in Los Angeles for the last 14 years, I've become very fashion conscious. Liberty makes a fashion statement.
Liberty rugged outdoor gear, tough enough to take to the woods.
Not only does the Kenedy Ranch have excellent quail hunting, it has pheasant hunting as well. Let's rejoin Jack and Jackie as they continue their bird hunt.
Go on the left side of the door. Go on the left side of the door.
You embarrassed me last time so bad. There you go. Get him, Jack. Get him, Jack. Good shot.
Bird got me in a tree.
See, I do better when I don't shoot because I don't have a chance to miss. So if I just keep not shooting, I'm going to be batting 1,000. See?
Shoot him, Jack.
He's giving me more than you shot. I mean, golly, got up and be good.
That bird got up and left good.
Huh?
Bird flew good.
Oh, man.
Flew good. Good dog.
Good dog. Good dog. Let me take that dog home with me. Oh, man, look at the colors on him.
Another pretty feather.
Boy, we're going to be eating good tonight, man. You something else. I have no chance against you. You know, you want to skeet shoot the Buckmasters, and, somebody, Sutcliffe wants more.
I lucked into that.
Boy,
Lucked into that one.
you're a heck of a shot.
That's some good shooting there, Jack.
I don't know about that, but I do need some more bullets.
How about some of these?
Give me a handful of these double A's.
As many as you need.
Winchester double A's. Thank you. That's enough.
That's enough
right now.
Look at him.
Go to that side of the bush so you get a shot.
Let me get on the left side.
Go around.
Let me swing around this way.
Shoot, bird right up here.
Uh-huh.
There. Hey. Come on, Jack. Go around. Go around that way.
I think I got him.
You killed
I got my first quail.
I think I got him.
I think.
Good job.
I did get him.
Good job. There you go.
We're going to the two-shot concept in quail now, okay?
Oh, no, don't leave bullets in the gun.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't get over when they jump up. That gets me more than anything.
They go in a hurry.
Now,
They leave here.
That's a female, right?
Female, yep.
I've had quail to eat, boy. They're delicious.
Female Bob White.
Female Bob White.
Boy, these things, little fuzz balls when they leave, don't they?
Oh, God. I mean, like I said, it scares you.
I think I'll stay with the deer hunting end of it. You won the pheasant thing, and I won the quail hunt.
There you go.
Let's go deer hunting.
Let's go deer hunting.
All right.
Go.
Walking away from us. He's going away from us.
Yeah. Look at that.
He's got about a 14-inch. Pretty high and heavy.
It's a pretty rack. Look how high the tines are, too.
Yeah. This is just a steel hunter's paradise. I mean, we've eased around about 4 or 5 heads, and every other head there's a nice buck. See, now he's checking. He's on a scrape line too. That's what these bucks will do early in the morning. That they move from head to head, checking to see if there's a dozing heap. They're traveling.
Mm-hmm. Checking out their
And that's,
territory.
they're losing some of their senses now. That's why we're able to ease around these things, and you can catch the deer moving. They're always constantly moving. So
Right.
normally in the early part of the season when the deer aren't in the rut, the bucks, they'll lay low, say in these thickets and stuff, and they won't move. But now is the time activities. You're gonna see a lot of bucks moving all day long. This is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's ease on down, maybe we can see enough.
Do enough.
And now let's take time for the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
The safety tip for this week concerns entering and exiting your hunting vehicles. A lot of accidents happen year after year with people just being careless. Number one, make sure you unload your rifle. Number two, make sure that the chamber has nothing in it. Number three, check your safety. Now, once you approach your vehicle, in a lot of states, gun cases are required. A lot of them they aren't. But the most important thing here is never point your muzzle at your hunting partner when you enter or exit your vehicle. That's the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
The Safety Tip of the Week has been brought to you by Winchester, because every round counts.
That's it. You get that lure.
I'm ready.
Rattle him in here.
To your right. To your right. Low, look low. See him circling?
Yeah. There he is.
He's low. But get him. Watch. I'm gonna tickle the tires of this thing. See.
I get to laughing when we mess with us like that. They can't stand it when they hear that. They can't stand it.
Let me grunt at him a little bit. You see him turning his head?
Mm-hmm.
He's not quite what we want. See,
It sure gets their attention.
See him putting his nose up in there?
Mm-hmm.
See him smelling the scent.
You got
to find out who that is.
Yeah, that's the whole game of this rattling, you know, is using the horns, acting, you know, grunting, sounding like a buck, using the scent and everything. It's just a combination game. If you can get their curiosity, that's all we can do.
Get him to come over here and check him out.
That's all we can do.
That's great.
And that's fun.
It is.
Let's see, he's on back this way. When he's on down, we'll try to rattle about 200 yards down.
All right.
He's about 14 inches. He's still got another good year to really be a really big pup.
I don't know.
I tell you, this is the light's getting real low now, and this is the last day of the hunt. We've seen 5 to 10 a day. I don't believe that's still not the deer you're looking for, man.
Well, we came to the Kenedy to get that one special one. And we've seen so many quality animals. I mean, it's just unbelievable. This is a heaven for a hunter.
I've had more fun hunting with you this week and just, you know, still hunting, going through horn rattling, just the different ways and seeing the deer. And that's a lot of things that people don't understand. You know, not just because you go deer hunting every time do you have to get a deer. That's only 5 to 10% of deer hunting.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's the fact that we're out here and we're enjoying the environment. We're seeing quality animals like this. And we've got great people to do it with, too.
Oh, had a lot of fun.
I've enjoyed it.
The guides have been great, the staff here, and
they're super.
Maybe we can do it again next year.
We will. We will do it next year.
Let these boys grow up a little bit.
Grow up, youngin'.
Hey, had a great time.
Thank you.
Good luck to y'all's team this year.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's head on back to the truck.
Hunting facilities for the Buckmasters were provided by Cerritos Safaris. For hunting information, contact Don Holly.
This next show, we'll meet up with Buckmaster editor Russell Thornberry as he gives myself and NASCAR champion Dale Earnhardt some valuable instruction on long-range shooting.
One of the keys to a successful hunt is making sure your scope is set properly. Let's join Jackie, Dale, and Russell at the rifle range.
Looks a little low to me, Russell. What do you think?
Looks like we've got to come up about 2 inches.
You need to make yourself about 2 clicks there, Dale, and that'll put you about dead on it at 200, we hope.
That should do it right there.
Yeah.
Let's try that. I think this got to be the one we're looking for right here.
Okay. Take your time. Squeeze your trigger now. How'd he do on that one, Russ?
It's right there.
Right there.
It's cutting the line 2 inches above center, so we should have the 200-yard zero we're looking for, which is our starting place.
All right, Dale, this is a scoop here. You and me being those southern boys and everything, and Russell being up there in Alberta, you know, as our, hunting down here, our shots might, 100 yards might be the maximum shot, but we'll have an opportunity to go to Alberta. We might have some shots at 400 yards. And Russell's got one heck of a little tip here that'll give us a chance to being able to take a shot up to 400 yards and have confidence in it. And there's a lot of key elements that we got to learn. It has a lot to do with the particular scope we're using, particular ammunition we're using. And if we put all these factors together, we might have a chance of really getting a nice buck this year. Russell, you're the main man on this tip, so I want you to be teaching both of us.
Okay, well, first of all, with the firearm, with the quality of the scope, the ammunition, etc., we have the capability of really precision shooting. When you think about the 1,000-yard tournament shooting, I mean, it can be done. The critical thing is, for most hunters, when it comes to long-range shooting, is being able to establish, number one, where their rifle is shooting beforehand, like we've just done in establishing a 200-yard zero. And the second thing is, how far is the animal? What are we dealing with in range? And then, of course, the final factor is, where do we have to hold to make the shot. And I want to start by saying that a long-range shot could be in Alabama, it could be in Alberta, where things are wide open. And it's not necessarily something that everybody has to adapt to. Some people like to get in a thicket and work real close on the deer, and man, I think that's great. But all I'm saying is that there is a method of being able to establish in absolute terms, giving that the hunter does his part, to make that shot that's farther than the typical 100-yard figure that most people deal with. Once you get past 100 yards, most hunters aren't able to pinpoint the distance, and that's what I'm saying we can do, and I want to show you how.
All right, well, that's correct then.
Yeah, I passed up a couple bucks before because I couldn't tell how far they were, and they were, I think, a little out of my range.
Well, that's the right thing to do. If you're not sure, don't shoot. Let me get my charts. I've got some little graphics here that probably will explain this in fewer words than I can.
Okay.
As I was saying, the big key is understanding how far away the animal is, and that's what confuses people. If there's no relative object, no fence post, fog or whatever, you need to know how to do it. And this illustration here shows how to use a crosshair of this type. Now, different scope manufacturers call them different things, but I call them duplex or dual-X crosshairs, which simply means you've got a heavy crosshair that in the center fades to light. And basically what you do with your adjustment ring on your scope, you set your scope up solid on a bench, and you pre-measure an exact 400 yards, and you put a life-size deer silhouette to the size of the deer in your locale. All right, so there he is broadside at 400 yards. Then you center your scope on him, and then rotate your adjustment ring until the heavy crosshairs frame this image fore and aft, just like this, all right?
All right, Russell, it has to be a variable
It has to be a variable scope, and it must have the duplex or plex or dulex style crosshair to achieve this, and of course our Nikon has that. It's just fine for this. And what you've done, you're looking through the scope and you're cranking around your magnification adjustment ring until you have this frame job like I'm showing right here. Then you just simply look at your ring and see what power that is. All right, so let's just say for the sake of argument it's 7 power or 8 power. You say, okay, I know if there's a deer down range that I want to figure out, distance on, I'm going to crank this to 7 power and look at him. All right, if he should happen to be 400 yards, this is the image I will see. All right, now, what if he's more, what if he's less?
You might be able to use this in your race car.
Yeah,
That's right. You just need some crosshairs on your windshield.
Where the checker flag is.
All right, now if we're at this established power and the deer is closer than 400 yards, what you're going to see is the heavy crosshair bleeding over into the image of the deer. All right, if he's farther away, then you're talking about seeing daylight between the heavy crosshairs and the image of the deer, see? Now, how much daylight will depend on how far, and I'm really saying for what we're doing here, I'm saying to you that if you have all the elements working for you and you have an absolute rest, that's the other key, is you never try this offhand, but you're solid, you're solid, you can make a consistent shot into a vital zone the size of this circle, the size of a pie plate, 10 times out of 10 at 400 yards. A lot of people don't realize that. You can't just go walk out and do it. You've got to work through these things and get it together. And the beginning point, as I said, is just establishing what power, what magnification frames our deer silhouette at 400 yards, okay?
Also, you need to know, is the brisket from the back, the brisket on different species of whitetail? Because I know it's got to be a little bit larger up in Alberta compared to maybe in Texas.
Well, it varies. Your distance here, let's say, between the top of the shoulder and the bottom of the brisket is going to range typically from 16 to 18 inches on whitetails in North America. It can be less in key deer in Florida. It can be more in Alberta on a 300-pound deer. But the main thing to understand, of course, is the size in your area. Now, if you come to see me, I'm going to tell you figure on 18 inches.
Right.
Or you go to Texas, they may say figure 16. So that homework you need to do before you go where you're going.
2 inches can make a difference.
Oh, it sure can. Now, once this is established, this is only part of the program. So we say, okay, now I know how far the deer is within, accurate enough range to shoot. Then it is, what is my bullet doing at that particular range? Where is it? All right, and so we should pick up our charts there and just have a look and, you know, see where our trajectory flows and find out at what range where we have to hold. That's the next key.
Don't go away. The Buckmasters will be right back with more tips on long-range shooting. The real trophies move at dawn and dusk. For these critical 10 minutes at the beginning and end of the day, you need a scope that performs. That scope is Nikon, the ultimate in light-gathering capability. Because of Nikon's unsurpassed tack-sharp optics with super multi-coating, well over 90% of the light is transmitted through the scope to spot game in the dingiest lighting conditions. Plus, Nikon scopes are superbly accurate with positive click reticle adjustments, and they're waterproof, fog-proof, shock-proof, and guaranteed for life. Nikon gives your best shot its best chance. Welcome back to the Buckmasters. Russell is explaining to Dale and Jackie the importance of bullet trajectory. Let's join them.
Russell, here's our chart.
Yeah. Okay, well, we already know that we were trying to establish with this particular bullet, and by the way, this is the Winchester Supreme 140 grain 270 bullet, the silver tip bow tail, something new on the market, and this chart tells us, you know, where, if it's zero at a specific place, how much actual trajectory arc we have to deal with. And with this particular case, we're zero at 200 yards now, so it tells us that at 300 yards we're going to have an actual drop of 7.2 inches. Now we can take that all the way to our extreme here by looking over. We're going to try to work this out to 400 yards, all right, just for the sake of our own understanding. We say 7.2 inch drop at 300 yards, and then an actual 20.6 drop at 400 yards based on that 200 yard zero. Okay, well, what does that mean to us? Let's just go back to our chart here. If at 300 yards we're going to have a 7-inch drop, we can say that a hold even on the top of the deer's shoulder is going to drop it midway through the ribs, which is in the boiler round. It's good. Now, at 400 yards, we know we're going to come down 20 inches, so in order to hit mid-rib, we want to say 10 to 12 inches over the shoulder.
Over the back, yeah.
Will then give us our 20-inch drop into the center of the rib, and to do that every time as consistent as we can be. So what we can say is then we have 4 considerations at 1, 2, 3, and 400 yards. From 0 to 200 yards, you just put the crosshairs where you want it, all right? Okay. At 300 yards, we're talking about top of the shoulder hold.
Right.
And at 400 yards, we're talking about 10 to 12 inches above the shoulder, and it's going to give us a mid-rib shot, okay?
So you can take that little Winchester calculator, because you always forget when you get out the field.
I need to take it with me.
But you know, a little studying, another thing that quite often, if you're working with a new load, new ballistics and what have you, you can take a piece of masking tape and just jot this down with ink and tape it on the back of your stock. You get in a situation, you got it in your hands, you know. Anyway, I think this gives us the basic information. We know how to establish range of the animal. We know what our bullet's doing. Now it's a matter of going into the field with the magic of our pop-up deer.
Yeah, we got our simulated target system. You've never seen this
before.
Can't miss,
can we?
Then we're going to just crank it up and look at it, identify range, and we'll see if any of this philosophy holds up under the stress of field shooting.
Let's see if old Top Gun here can hit him.
I can hit him.
All right, well, let's ease on down the field here.
As the group heads down to the long-distance shooting field, let's take time for the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
An essential safety tip is leaving a note where you're going to be hunting. This right here is an aerial photo of our property. We list all the stands on our photo here. Now today, I'm going to be hunting in the swamp stand number 2. I'm going to place my red tack. Now red is for Jackie. Maybe you have a hunting camp. We have different colors, different tacks for different people in our club. I'm red. I'm going to go to the swamp stand number 2 today. Now you might not have an aerial photo in your hunting camp. Maybe you have a chalkboard. I'm going to place the day, the date, and the time. It's Saturday, November 30th, 3:30 p.m. Jackie's going to the swamp stand number 2. This is just in case something happens, your family and your friends will be able to find you. This is the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
The Safety Tip of the Week has been brought to you by Winchester, because every round counts.
We're fortunate here, Dale, to have our property that, you know, we'll be able to put our simulated deer target out anywhere from 400 to, you know, to 300 yards here.
Got a good opening down here to do that.
Right.
For the average guy, if he just makes himself a 1/4-inch plywood silhouette and crops it up, it'll serve the same purpose, but this is the luxury model.
Right. It's our event director, Alan Brewer. He takes care of our target system. This is Dale Earnhardt. This is a neat little old system. It's our styrofoam target. Yes, sir, buddy. And it's got our hit sensor pad here. So what we're going to be doing is Alan's going to take the target out at 400 yards. He's going to step it off, and then our second way we're going to do it, we're going to step it off at 300 yards. And this way, you know, with your Nikon scope there, you're going to be adjusting your variables and see which variable that's going to frame your deer.
This sensor pad, of course, represents the vital zone, and the way you'll know if your system works, you hit that, this thing's falling down. If you hit him anywhere else, he just stays there and looks at you.
You can handle that, can't you? All right, what we'll get Alan to do, he's going to step off 400 yards, and we'll go over here and get a good rest. That's the key to it. When you're hunting, to take this idea, like Russell's saying, you've got to have a steady rest. So we're going to move right over here and see if we can get the shot. And Alan's going to take the target out about 400 yards. Okay.
I think we can keep right over here.
Yep.
This ought to work. That's the main thing is, when you're going to take this shot right, Russell, you need a good spot and a good rest.
The rest is critical. I mean, you should never even try it unless you've got an absolute rest. And believe it or not, Dale, if you hadn't have picked this place, we would have insisted because it's a measured 400 yards from here to our target.
It is.
Yeah.
That's exactly 400 yards.
That's exactly 400.
So
we got this rest just for you.
So the main thing now, Russell, is he wants to look through his variable scope. This is the Nikon 4x12. So you want to work the variable until you can get the duplex crosshairs there exactly where they match up.
Yeah. Just crank your adjustment ring fore and aft until your heavy duplex hairs frame that deer fore and aft.
What does it look like?
All right, it's just
Which power?
7 power.
At 7 power. Okay, so reference point number 1, we know that at 7 power, we're going to frame that just like we saw on the diagram. You look through there, your heavy crosshair ends, your horizontals should be touching the rump and the round of the chest of that
Is that what
deer.
it's doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
7 power.
Okay.
So that's 400 yards then.
That's 400. Now the second factor, all right, from memory, what is our bullet doing at 400 yards? Where is it going to be from our actual point of aim?
At reference point, it said 7 inches?
No, this was at 400. It was 20.6.
Yeah, it's 20 inches. So you got
10 inches up.
Exactly, 10 inches above his back.
All right, now one of the things that people do sometimes that gets confusing, and they see a big buck walk out, and they know that they've got to shoot 20 inches over their desired point of impact, but in their panic, they quite often aim 20 inches over the deer.
That's right.
We don't want to do that. We want to be 20 inches above where we want the bullet hole, all right? So that's only going to be 10 to 12 inches above the deer's shoulder.
I got you.
You follow that? Okay. So basically now, given that information, we know the distance. Of course, we worked that out for this exercise. And we know where the bullet's going to be. So it's just a matter of getting that tight hold, absolute hold, and steady rest, and 10 to 12 inches above the shoulder, and you should be able to drop it.
Put one of those Supremes in there and let's let it rip.
What if the target don't fall?
No, that means you missed.
That means you missed.
It's real easy to figure that part out.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
Okay.
All right, well, take your time. Make sure you got a good hole.
Yes, sir.
You couldn't do that again if you tried.
Russell taught me everything I know.
That's right. I told him everything he knows. He still doesn't know much.
So you had it pretty steady there?
Obviously he did.
Well, Russell, I'm going to Canada. He's not. Remember, you're racing the last week in November.
No, we're going to take a break. We're going to lock the championship up early.
You're going to take it early and take a sick break, right?
No, I can't call him sick. We can call him scared.
Call him scared.
What I want to do now is we've pretty well locked onto the 400-yard thing. Now, the only thing we don't know is for the average hunter that sees a deer at 300 yards, he may not be sure if that's 150 or 250 or 300. So what we'd like to do is cut 100 yards off our distance now. Take ourselves down to 300 yards and go through the same exercise in terms of framing the deer, see what power shows us 300. Just our points of reference at intermediate ranges.
Okay.
All right?
All right, well, let's do that.
Let's scoot on down there to 300. We just happen to have that marked as well.
At 300 yards, Dale adjusts his scope to 6 power compared to 7 power at 400 yards.
Oh.
This guy.
Twice now, I tell you. It's pretty good when you get twice.
That's pretty
Well, you know,
good.
the thing is, it just illustrates once again that the equipment that's being manufactured nowadays is capable.
Right.
If the man behind it knows what he's doing.
Well, if you know what you're shooting, know your equipment. It's like racing. If you know what you got, you can win.
That's exactly right. The rifle will do it, so it's just a matter of confidence.
You know, Jackie, a lot of times, and I've written articles on long-range shooting and how to do it right, and you'll get some emotionalism, some screaming about that it's wrong to take a long shot like that.
Right.
My attitude is it's wrong to take any shot longer than you can be absolutely accurate.
Exactly. That's a good point, Russell.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't take a 50-yard shot any longer than that, don't take it.
And I say to people, if you don't feel confident, by all means, don't even try. But what I'm showing you here is that our equipment, as long as we understand it, will do the job. And so we've just illustrated from 0 to 400 yards. I mean, you know, here's 2 shots, 2 times in the sensor pad and down.
Let's get on.
The only factor that's missing is what happens to your heart when old Mossy walks out. But that's another matter of control.
That's fever. That's another whole complete show.
Yeah.
No doubt
about it. Do one on that.
Well, Dale, I think you got it, man.
All right. Thank you.
And maybe we can take this little tip to Alberta with us this fall.
Well, if you'll let me go along.
I don't know.
I know I can get out of racing in long enough to go kill a deer. Russell said 1 day's all I need.
I just didn't say which day.
The Buckmasters will return in just a moment.
If you like still hunting, you'll like this show. We'll be down at the Kenedy Ranch chasing some great bucks in South Texas.
Still hunting or slip hunting is one of the oldest methods of hunting whitetail, which was perfected by the Indians. Today, Jackie is hunting at the Kenedy Ranch in Sonora, Texas. He's explaining the basics of still hunting to Cliff Webb, a noted guide at the Kenedy.
Cliff, this morning what we want to try to do is actually show the hunters out there the actual way to take a step. It sounds real easy, but it's very hard. And to be able to move through the woods silently with least amount of movement is difficult.
It is.
And some people have good temperament, some people don't. And some people like to move fast in the woods, some people might like to move slow. So what we're going to try to do is be able to show them actually how to take a step. And then one of the most common mistakes that hunters make is they put their heel down first. And when they do that, they've already transferred all their weight first. And if there's a rock or a stick or something under it, it'll crack and make noise.
That's right.
For example, Cliff, we'll put this little twig down here. A lot of times when people are walking through the woods and they go on and place their heel down first, see they're going and it breaks it, right?
That's right.
So if you place the ball of your foot, and that's the key here, is being able to put the ball of your foot down first. And when you put the ball of your foot down on a step, all your weight is still back on your back foot.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you feel that stick or whatever with your feet, see you can ease it back and slide it over. Then, when you feel nothing under this foot, you can go on and transfer your weight to the front foot. And that's the way you do it. Now, the other thing I see a lot of people do, and I used to do it too, was I'm 6'3". A lot of tall people, they like to take long strides. And this is difficult, say we're hunting the live oaks or, the ridges, no matter where people live, is that you want to be able to blend. And I see a lot of people take long steps. Other still hunters, they keep their head down a lot. You see a lot of people that, they're moving like this all the way through
Watching
the woods.
the ground all the time.
Yeah,
Can't see anything.
They can't see nothing, right? So a good little trick to use is using a full-length mirror at home. Sounds kind of funny.
Watching your steps.
Exactly. Yeah. But when you're doing this at home in front of your mirror, you're actually seeing what the deer sees of you coming through the woods. And that's important. So if we can learn this basic right here of placing the ball of your foot down first, then when you feel comfortable, then place your weight down. Now the other thing is, you want to try not to, especially when you're still hunting in the woods. I know when we'll be, doing some still hunting in the flats, we're going to have to take bigger steps and things like that. But when you're in a woodland situation, don't let your stride be longer than your shoe size. You see this right here? I just broke my silhouette right there. Mm-hmm. And if I can keep my foot and my stride no longer than my shoe size, see when you're wearing heavier clothes, it kind of keeps them together. Mm-hmm. So you don't break your silhouette.
And this movement here is a lot more movement
a lot more for them to see.
Exactly.
From here.
Right. So that'll take care of your feet element of it. As far as your head, it's the same thing. You know, when you're looking for deer, you know, you see a lot of people, boy, they jerk and they look, you know, they do that. That's sudden movement. Just like when you catch a deer, his ear twitch or his horn glint. So when you're placing your step, you want to keep your head moving real slow. And before I commit on a second step, I always will look 360 degrees around me. See what I'm talking about? Before I commit, because if I don't and go on to make that commitment and something sees me, boy, that's when you see the whitetail and they're gone. Now you can appreciate the Indians way back, right?
That's right. They were the masters of
They were the masters, and that's what's so fun about this part of the sport, is that you're able to, you know, actually see if you can get in their terrain and see if you can walk up on it. So those are the little things we want to try to do. The other key thing is the wind. You never want to still hunt with the wind to your back.
You never get up on anything that way.
No way. I mean, you know, a deer's keenest sense of all of his senses is a smell. So you want to make sure that you keep the wind in your face when you're approaching the area. Another good thing is to have a topo map of the land that you're going to be hunting. And you'll know where the pockets are. You know, basically like here you've got the live oaks, you know the deer are feeding there, they're going back and forth. So if you have a aerial photo that you can look at, you'll know which way north, south, east, and west is. And when you check the wind direction that morning, you'll know which way to enter your property.
That's right. Plan your action before you go out. In other words, plan where you're going to walk, which way the wind's blowing, instead of going out there and saying, this looks good, let's try it.
Exactly.
Before we get started on our still hunt today, we've got to go over a few basic fundamentals concerning clothing and the proper boots to use. Now, when I'm still hunting, I like to still hunt in overalls. These particular overalls are made by Liberty Rugged Outdoor Gear. And the reason I like to wear overalls is because I can layer my clothing. As I get hot, I can take my jacket off. A lot of times you can use a fanny pack, and you can place your clothes in your fanny pack when you're going through the woods. Remember, as I've always told you, the keenest sense of a whitetail is the smell. So as your temperature builds up, take some of your clothing off. And that's the unique thing about wearing overalls. Now, the other thing I like about these particular overalls is they have double knees. They give you an extra layer here of the polyester and cotton cloth. And this right here gives it durability, but most of all, you're quiet. And with that right there, being quiet is essential. This right here you might buy is a goose down jacket. Listen to the difference in the noise compared to the polyester and the cotton. There's a lot in it. So when you're easing through the woods and you hit that briar or stick and the whitetail hears that, he's on his way. So let's pay attention to what you're wearing. Now normally when I'm stand hunting, I wear a pair of coveralls because that way, you know, I'm not making any movement and I can stay warm. Now let's take a look at our boots. Our next key basic is our boots. This particular pair right here is made by Lacrosse. It's called the Iceman. This is what I like to stand hunt in. If you'll take a look at this boot, look how much bigger the sole is. A little bit heavier. And that's because if you're going to be sitting up in a stand, you know, in freezing temperatures, you need a heavier sole boot. But when you come down and you want to start steel hunting, and this is when I like to go to a thinner sole boot. And this is the Dry Foot by Lacrosse. And this way right here, you're actually able to feel the rocks and the sticks under you before you go on and take another step. So let's remember the proper clothing and the proper boots before we get started steel hunting. Now, let's get back to the steel hunt.
This buck was only one of several Jackie and Cliff were able to slip up on this particular afternoon. However, he was not the one they were looking for. Before Jackie continues his still hunt, let's take time for the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
This week we want to talk about getting into your tree stand. Now, a lot of times on rainy days, especially early in the mornings, you might be going through a lot of mud. And this right here is the lock-on, fix-on stand with tree steps. Always, when you get to the base of your stand, check your boots. Now, right now, I've been going through a lot of mud. Now, if I was to continue on and try to climb in my stand, I can get on this step right here and slip. And you'd hate to do that if you're about 25 to 30 feet up. So always make sure when you get to your stand, get a stick, get the mud all the way off your boots, especially down in this part, before you continue to climb your tree stand. That's the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
The Safety Tip of the Week has been brought to you by Winchester, because every round counts. Jackie and Cliff have now changed their hunting terrain and have also changed their still hunting strategy as well.
Cliff, this is another part of the terrain here at the Kenedy. And it's going to give us a little different approach of still hunting. You know, there's a lot of people watching the show, and they're not from Texas, but you know, from New York or Wisconsin or whatever. We're just trying to show different ways and different contours of land of how to still hunt it. Now, right here, what we're trying to use is a sand dune, and trying to stay, you know, behind them, try to ease up over them, and see if there's any deer in the valleys and in the bottoms, and try to ease it along the edges of the ridge over there, on the sides of the flats. So.
Slip over these pretty easy if we just don't move too quick.
Right. All right, well, let's ease over here, and let's show everybody, you know, basically what to do if they get in this situation.
All right.
Hey, Cliff, this was the other situation I was talking about, is that, you know, when you got a little hill or a mound, you want to try to keep it in between. And, you know, if you got to crawl up to it, you know, we got to crawl up to it.
Whatever it takes.
Right, so we can just kind of peek over and glance and see if any deer in the valley like that.
And, you know, there's a lot of good bucks in these dunes in here. In the Kenedy Ranch, a lot of them will get down to these bottoms of these does, man. You'll never see them unless you go to the top and look down at the bottom.
Right.
You know, if you drive over them or something, they'll just take off.
Right. But I always like to try to get some trees and things, you know, anytime I can, when I can get over, and like I said, break our silhouette. So.
Give you a rest for your rifle, too.
Exactly. So we got a lot of beautiful terrain right here, and so it looks like we can have a good still hunt.
Let's try it.
Let's ease on around this way and see if we can see some.
As Jackie and Cliff slowly move through the hilly terrain, they spot a good rack buck in a bottom and must crawl to get a closer look.
I believe that's what I'm looking for right there.
See if you can just ease up and get some kind of rest.
He's not looking at us. He's looking right at us.
Got him, went straight down. Yeah, he did. He dropped, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good deer.
That was a good shot. Good shot.
Let's go.
Put it down, didn't it? That's a good shot.
Boy, Cliff, look at the back tines.
Yeah, he's pretty buck.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Isn't he nice?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look at the tines, huh?
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Look at here.
Oh, yeah.
A little point coming off the
Yeah.
beam here. Almost at a double. That's a pretty buck.
Boy, Cliff, isn't that something?
Yeah, that's something else. Beautiful buck.
12 pointer.
He's good looking.
Look at the back tines right there.
That's some long tines. His second tine is real long.
Yeah.
It's unusual how he forks here.
Unbelievable. Well, I tell you what, man, I've really enjoyed still hunting with you.
Well, it's been my pleasure. It's been a very good experience for me. I learned a lot from you, too.
Well, it's like I said, the still hunting is just like the Indians and our ancestors did, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a big challenge, so I really appreciate your help. I tell you, I'd like to donate the venison to one of the charity groups here at Cerritos Safaris.
All right, we'd love to have it. It will not go to waste, I tell you.
That's correct.
A lot of hungry people, so that's just worked out great.
I see. Hey, you're a great guy.
My pleasure. That's my pleasure.
Look forward to coming back and hunting with you next year.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Thanks a lot. Well, let's get on back to camp.
All right, let's take you back.
Host facilities for the Buckmasters were provided by Cerritos Safaris on the Kenedy Ranch in Cerritos, Texas. If you're interested in booking a hunt, contact Don Holly at 512-294-5290. Good old Charlie is out on his first steel hunt. His concentration is intense, and his destiny is close at hand. Each step he makes is important, very important. It's also his last step on this particular steel hunt.
Meeting the challenge of successful hunting requires the right camouflage. Designed for all types of hunting, Realtree's vertical bark with horizontal brown and green leaves is shaded to create the illusion of depth. Bill Jordan's Realtree leaf pattern is field-tested and proven to be the most versatile pattern on the market today. Realtree matches and blends into more hunting environments than any other camouflage pattern. So no matter what time of year, choose Realtree's leaf pattern and meet the challenge.
This next show, I'll meet up with baseball great Jody Davis and Russell Thornberry in Alberta, Canada, as we hunt the elusive whitetail.
Let's join Jackie and his guests, Jody Davis and Russell Thornberry, as they discuss their hunting strategy for the week.
When we walked up here, Jody, this definitely isn't like Georgia and Alabama, is it?
I tell you what, I'm used to hunting those pine thickets and hardwood bottoms down there in Georgia and Alabama, and we've been riding for 3 hours here, Russell, and I hadn't seen a tree. I was starting to get a little worried.
Yeah, people coming across the prairie down here in southern Alberta do wonder where it is we're going to put the tree stand. But down here, if you look at this river bottom, you see where the breaks fall down, and then, of course, out in the flat, alfalfa and corn is planted, but those cottonwood thickets that just fringe right along the river, that's the habitat for the whitetail. We've got mule deer and antelope roaming all over this bald country, and of course the buffalo used to be out here in vast numbers. But our concentration in our hunting will be in the cottonwood and willow thickets, and primarily right there behind Simon's house. That's some of the best. There's a little island there that high water time, of course, makes that an island, but now we can walk over there. But that's where those bucks are, and it looks like they're concentrated, look like they'd be easy to find, and they are, but not necessarily easy to get.
Well, it looks like it's the only thicket around in this part of the country, so I know those whitetails are going to go in there.
Yeah, you'll see them. You'll see them.
So basically, Ross, we're going to be trying to set our stands up, you know, in between the bedding area and possibly the alfalfa fields and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna the deer are gonna flow in the evenings and the mornings back and forth, east and west, coming over here to a hay field and then back to the island where they bed. And we'll just try to get between them and sit up in those tree stands real nice and quiet and see if we can pick them off.
Well, I promised this old dog a big buck. He's been hunting all those southern bucks, and this is an opportunity for maybe for him to get a really nice deer.
Well, if you can't get one here, it's to hang up the rifle. Well, let's go meet Simon. Sure.
Right.
Hi, everybody. Joe Davis, Simon Shaughnessy.
Pleased to meet you, Jody.
And
Nice to meet you, Jody.
Jackie Bushman. Hello.
Hello, Jackie.
It's a pleasure.
Pleasure, Jackie.
We at Buckmasters appreciate you letting us come here. We're looking for a great week, and if it's anything like old Russ says, we're in for one heck of a hunting trip.
You betcha.
You fellas look kind of cold. Would you like to come in and have some hot chocolate?
Sounds good.
Yes, the dog's already there.
Just come on in.
Well, right there she is, boy. That's as close to deer heaven as you're ever going to see.
Oh, boy. All right here from the front porch, huh?
Yeah. What are the deer doing now, Simon? You've probably been watching them fairly close.
Oh, you bet. They're laying up over in the cottonwoods here. And in the evening, they graze out through this area here and feed over in there. Most of them, but some are going up through here and feeding just over in that area.
Oh,
And then in the morning, of course, they come back, and they come right back past the house here on either side and on down into this area.
All right. Have you seen any real big boomer bucks in the yard here?
Oh, you bet. Yesterday morning, just out 150 yards out here, was a nice 5-pointer. Just along with about a dozen does or so out there.
That's 5 on each side he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's 10-pointer Alabama style, right?
Right, yeah.
Ooh, that could be mine.
Yeah, well, you'd be lucky one you probably get.
Well, Simon, in all this property you got here, if you had a choice, where would you put up your stand?
Oh, right here.
Right here?
You bet, right here.
On the porch?
You bet. The best buck I've got is, I got him right here.
I've hunted so many different styles of whitetail, but I believe this was going to be the cake. I can't imagine us sitting out here in chairs looking for whitetail. All right, but we want to try it basically the conventional way, out of the tree stands and everything. Now, we're going to put up 2 stands, one for me and one for Jody. Where would you think would be a good placement?
Well, I'd put one up over just back into the cottonwoods ways, right in this area, and one out just over in there, right against that bluff.
Well, we're trying to catch the deer coming to the bedding areas, going to the feeding areas.
That's right.
Okay. I think I'm going to use the porch blind because I know what kind of deer he got off this thing. Come in, I want to show you this deer he got off the porch. This is no joke.
No kidding?
No joke.
All right.
Well, not bad for back porch buck.
What did he score?
Well, I scored him, and he's got a little non-typical point here and a little non-typical point up there that were deductions, but after that taken away, he scored 169 typical. He's 1 inch out of the record book, and he's actually got the points are just growing the wrong way, but that's good enough for me, I'll tell you.
I'll take it.
You actually got him on the porch here?
I sure did.
Let's go put up for stands, Jack.
I'm ready.
I need to show you guys this so you understand kind of what our strategy is going to be, but you see the river's here, and then all this willow flat, and then those little cottonwoods up there, all the way over here to where the main bank starts. This is an island. In the springtime when the water's high, it cuts that off in there, and it causes all these willows to grow so thick because it's underwater a lot. And the deer know they can lay in there and nothing can follow them. And so this is where they bed. And on the other side of that high water mark is our big cottonwood thicket, and with our portable stands and our permanent stands, we can line up in there and catch them flowing in and out of that bedding area. That's the deal.
So the deer are bedding here, and basically they're going to come out on this end, and they're going to come out on the other end, right?
That's right, exactly. In fact, in times past, we've walked through this island, and the guy on the other end quit counting at 80 deer come flying by. I mean, you just cannot believe the number of deer laying right out there now.
Sounds good. Well, let's go get those tree stands up then.
All right. Good enough.
Jody, look at all the tracks here.
Tracks all over the place, Russell.
Yeah, see this one now. You see when the bucks are rubbing and get all swollen up in the front end, they drag their front toes in the snow.
Yeah.
And you see like a cross-country ski mark there? Yeah. Well, that's a buck, and the doe in a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
Of course, the doe, she'll lift her feet, and that doesn't happen, but it's just because they get stove up, just like a weightlifter, you know, from pumping iron, only they're grinding the trees.
Yeah.
So and the wider apart those front feet are, the bigger bodied animal you're dealing with. So you get one out there 8 inches apart, he's a man.
Oh.
But there's enough tracks to keep us busy.
I never have seen the dragon.
Jackie has located his stand in one of the many huge cottonwood trees, which are between the bedding area and the feeding area. The stand Jackie has selected to hunt out of is the lock-on, fix-on stand. Aren't you glad you're in a lock-on tree stand? Lock-on tree stands, the hunter's choice for over 30 years. For catalog and dealer information, call 919-370-4411. Alberta, Canada is home for some of the world's largest white-tailed bucks. It is also one of the few places where both the whitetail and the mule deer species roam and live together. While on this trip, Jackie and his group were able to observe hundreds of mule deer at very close range. But as expected, the elusive whitetail kept their distance. Hunting regulations here in southeast Alberta allow only one whitetail buck per non-resident per season, and hunter orange is not a requirement. Russell Thornberry is explaining the hunting terrain and shooting distance for our two hunters. Let's listen.
This is a lot different from Georgia and Alabama type hunting. We're used to shooting a 50-yard shot down there. Is a long shot for me. How far is it over to that big cottonwood over there?
Well, I'd say it's about 250 yards, and on beyond that, let's say back to where the sort of sand dunes are. That's all the way back to 400 yards that you can see just from here. So it's a barrel stretcher, you know, from what you're used to.
That 50-yard shot isn't going to get it here, doesn't it look like?
What are you guys shooting?
Well, this is Ruger 270, and we realized we were going to have longer shots out here, so we sighted in at 200 yards.
Okay. We're shooting a 140 grain Winchester.
140s. Okay. Well, little guy right here is real handy for that. We'll just...
Now, this is a little calculator?
Yeah, this little calculator right here will show you exactly. You say you're at what, 200 yards zero?
Yeah, 200 yards. We both sighted in because, like I said, we're here all these 300 and 400 yard shots, and we felt like if we put it at 200, we'd be all right. So we're shooting the 270.
And that's 140 grain in the Winchester Supreme.
Right.
Okay. Well, you look right here. You're zero at 200 yards.
Right.
Okay. At 300 yards, that you're going to be 7.2 inches low. So basically, you know, you're looking at an 18-inch depth.
From back to brisket, we're looking at 18 inches
18
there.
Inches. So I would say to you that if you put it just under the hairline of their back at 300 yards, the shot will be good. But see, the thing is, I mean, it's a possibility that you could take the long shots, but I believe the way these stands are set up and the way these deer, like when they're rutting now and circulating, it's just a matter of time, Bill. You know, I don't think you'd be shooting any farther than you were at home in that nice, still, quiet hunting fashion, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, boy, I'm excited.
Well, the stands are up. Let's go get in one.
Well, before you go, I've been waiting a long time for this moment, Bushman. All those Buckmaster classics where you hand me one bullet and say it's a one-shot hunt. Well, welcome to Alberta. This is your one-shot deer hunt in sunny Alberta. Now, I hope I didn't get nerve you up about the 400 yards. I know how to make you shoot 50-yard shots. There's one for you, and there's one for you. Now, I'm going to give you some extras in case you need them. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like Jackie Bushman? But the thing is, if you use more than one shot, Bushman, your shirt tail's coming off.
I've never shot more than one shot in my life.
Well, good. I'm proud of you, and I'll keep the rest right here handy. Anyway, you're not going to shoot anything from the porch. Maybe you might, but I know you want to sit in your tree stand, so you guys better get going. Those deer are rutting in there. I mean, they're going back and forth in there, so it can happen anytime. You better get out there and do it.
All right.
Before climbing up to his stand, Jackie checks his rifle to make sure it's unloaded. Before he begins his climb, he secures his rifle on a rope, muzzle down, as a safety precaution. Meanwhile, Russell anxiously waits on the porch as both hunters sit patiently in the sub-zero temperatures.
It's gotta be Jody.
Let me guess. Jody. You know he shot.
I heard the one smacker, boy. I know he connected.
Well, did you see anything? I saw a really nice buck, and I just couldn't get the shot off. I didn't feel good about it. He was angling right toward Jody's direction, so.
How big?
He's nice. He was a good 8 or 10 pointer.
Oh, boy.
So I hope maybe he got him.
Well, tell me a story.
You get him?
I got it.
All right. Was he a good 8 or 10 pointer?
I think he's a good 8.
He's pretty wide, awful thick, awful massive. He came out
great.
right over here and I shot him. He ran right back over this way.
How far a shot, Jody?
He's about 30 yards.
I think I'd make that shot.
I believe I can get it.
You lucky dog. Yeah, that's great. Well, show us this monster.
Where is it?
You didn't even get out of sight of your stand.
No, he didn't go too far.
Boy, he's a good one. Lucky rascal. I heard you shoot and I said, God, I couldn't stand it any longer. I had to come in and say, good gracious, what a nice deer.
When I saw him come out.
I bet you were. Isn't that dandy? Oh.
Don't see deer like this.
This isn't a typical southern buck, is it?
It's really unbelievable.
Boy.
I've seen everything out of that tree over there this morning, Russell. I saw a couple small bucks early, and then this doe came by, and you could tell she was in heat because there was a trail of bucks following her. She came and stood right under my tree, and 7 bucks were following her.
No.
There was 3 8s, a small 10, a little 6, a 4, and a 3-pointer. They were all running her around there and just running her around. And then Big Boy showed up here, and he decided that he was the boss and that he was going to take charge, and he just didn't quite get out there in time.
Gee.
Boy, I've seen it all this morning.
Well, isn't that great? So how many bucks did you see?
I saw around 10 bucks this morning. There was,
you really?
counting this one, at one time there was 8 bucks within 30 yards of my tree.
That's really uncharacteristic for, Alberta, because there's not that many deer up here. You're seeing that many. Some people don't see that in 20 trips.
Well, when I pulled the trigger, I figured every deer in the woods was going to run, head for the thicket, and when I pulled the trigger, they just went right on about their business like I wasn't even in the woods, and they played around there for 30, 40 minutes.
Is that your best buck?
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
Boy.
Best buck I've ever seen.
Boy. I like that. Congratulations.
All right.
Yeah. Jack, with all these bucks running around in here and a hot doe, man, I'd be in that tree all day long. It's a long haul, but why not?
Y'all take care here?
We'll take care of it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Congratulations.
All right.
I'm gone.
Okay.
See you later.
All right.
We'll be coming if we hear you shoot.
Okay.
As Jackie returns to his stand, let's take time now for the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
The safety tip for this week concerns a hunter that's still hunting and stumbles and his rifle goes into the mud. I'm going to give you a demonstration here. Just say that you're actually going through the woods. You don't mean to, it's unintentional, but you stumble and your rifle goes down in the mud right here. Never continue hunting. Go back to the hunting camp and make sure you get a gun rod and get the mud out before you continue. Always make sure you unload your gun at this time if it happens to you, but never continue on hunting. That's the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
The Safety Tip of the Week has been brought to you by Winchester, because every round counts. Now that Jody has gotten his buck, the pressure is on the Buckmaster. From the back porch lookout, Russell and Jody have spotted a 10-pointer near Jackie's stand.
Jody, you're not going to believe this. That headgum 10-pointer and 3 does. And they're going, Jackie's tree has got to be right there somewhere.
Man, that's a big 10-pointer. I hope Jackie can judge that one. It looks big from here.
Oh, golly, look at that.
What does he look like in that scope, Russ?
You don't want to know.
It's obvious the Buckmaster himself has been overcome by buck fever as he misses his first shot, but delivers a clean second round.
Bushman, you know how to give a guy a heart attack, man. I watched that whole thing from the porch, and I thought, is this guy ever going to see the deer?
This is Simon's porch buck right here, fellas.
Look at that thing.
What do you think about that, JD? I think that's the big 10.
That must have been the one he was seeing from the porch.
Although Jackie got his buck, Russell reminds him of the one-shot hunt.
The deal is, just like the Buckmaster Classic, we got to turn in all our bullets. If the cartridges have bullets in them, you're in good shape. If they're not, you're in bad shape. You owe me one, babe. Where is it?
Rush, have you met my uncle? Uncle Henry.
No.
Here
you go.
You're going to shirt tail right over here.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the Buckmaster getting his shirt tail cut.
That's what it's all about.
Well, if you can dish it out, you can take it, right? Well, you got the best end of the deal.
Oh,
I didn't have that buck in the shirt tail.
Oh, Lord, these are brand new, too.
Oh, gosh, it's cold. Don't touch your fingers, it's cold. Davis, I'll get you back.
Let Walker Henry have a good show.
Oh, yeah. Oh! Look at that. All right. Give me that. I'll keep that.
We're gonna put this up on the porch over here at Simon's house, just a little reminder.
Sam always remembers.
We got the Buckmaster on it.
Oh. Well, I tell you what, Russell, it's been a great trip. I know Jody, speaking for Jody, you know, you got your biggest buck that you've ever gotten.
Biggest buck I've ever seen.
That's super. And this deer right here, Russell, this is 2 years in a row.
Beautiful trophy.
Unbelievable. I appreciate Jody.
Hey, I enjoyed it.
Appreciate you coming, Russell.
Been
It's always a pleasure.
You betcha.
If you like photography, you'll like this show. I'll be with Jerry Smith, one of the most well-known photographers in the country. We'll be taking some great whitetail photos.
One of the most enjoyable things to do outdoors is to take photographs. And if you're an avid whitetail hunter, the next best thing to taking a trophy is taking a picture of a trophy. Today, Jackie Bushman's guest on the Buckmasters is one of the country's best outdoor photographers. He's Jerry Smith of Alice, Texas. Let's join them as they discuss the different kinds of cameras and film used in outdoor photography.
Well, Jerry, this is a real pleasure to not only meet you in person, but also to get my first camera course.
I'm looking forward to it, Jackie.
I tell you what, I've been looking at all the hunting magazines, I guess 10 or 15 years, and I'd see this big buck on the cover or inside, and I'd always look over and I'd see and said, Jerry Smith. And I'd turn to another hunting magazine, Jerry Smith. And I always, in my mind, I said, God, I'd love to be hunting right behind him.
I've been real fortunate to have seen a lot of whitetail deer in my time. I've been doing this for about 15 years now, and I guess I've seen as many trophy whitetail bucks as anybody has.
Well, you know, as I always look back, I said, I know of a man that has shot more whitetail deer than anybody in the country, and that's with a camera, and that's Jerry Smith. Well, I tell you what, Jerry, it's, you know, I want the audience, you know, to learn something. I basically want to learn something because I've gotten a camera, and I want to learn how to get into basically taking the picture. Every time I took a picture and I had the right situation, it was never in focus, or, you know, something happened with the light or this and that. And it was just
we all have that problem sometimes.
Right, it was just the basic fundamentals that I was missing. And I don't care whether it's hunting, whether it's business or whatever. If you get your basics down, then I think you can enjoy it. So what I want you to do is teach me basically what I can do with my little camera here, and then all the big equipment that you have, and then actually we're going to go out in the field and actually take some pictures of some deer.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Tell me a little bit about the big camera that you got here. Now, we're going to start from the top and come all the way back.
This particular lens is a 400 millimeter f3.5. It was primarily designed for shooting indoor sports, basketball games and so forth, where the light was low. One of the reasons that the front of this thing is so big, is the size of the glass, is that it will shoot pictures in low light, and it's something as photographers, wildlife photographers, we have to have. And the wildlife photographers picked up on it quickly, and everybody got outfitted with one. This lens is fairly heavy, weighs about 7 pounds. I have it fitted with a shoulder stock. It's not a lens that the average weekend shooter is going to want, because it's rather expensive.
Right.
But since I make my living shooting pictures, then it's worthwhile. But I aim it and shoot just very much like I would a gun.
Oh, really?
And I have an adjustable shoulder stock and fit it to my shoulder, and it's very comfortable.
That gives you a steady hold, because I see a lot of people use tripods and things like that.
Tripods are fine if you're going to stay in one place very long. Right. But I move a lot, and tripod's just not very practical.
Right.
So most of my shooting is done handheld.
Probably this is a little more instinctive too, because you might get out there, be coming around a corner, and there he is, and you've got to get the camera up to get the right shot, right?
You might not have but 3 or 4 seconds to get ready for a shot, whereas with a tripod, there's just not enough time to get it set up.
Exactly. So this little rod here really stabilizes it against your shoulder, instead of if you were just holding it natural. If that deer was out there, you'd be able to hold a little bit steady with this.
And there are a lot of tricks that we learned. When I shoot, I don't just stand up and let the wind blow me. I try to lean against a rest of some sort, against a tree. I kneel a lot. I'm a competition pistol shooter, so I've had a lot of experience shooting in competition.
and I've learned to squeeze the trigger or squeeze the shutter release, just like in pistol shooting. So a lot of those same rules go along with photography.
Well, see, I've never paid attention to that because a lot of times I get out there and I get that camera up and boy, I'm just popping them real fast. And I guess that's why a lot of my pictures, see, they come back and they say it's got camera shake to it or whatever.
That's exactly right.
So you want to press down your little trigger just
You
like
want
you
to
would
squeeze it just like you would a rifle.
Well, how about
or
that?
Pistol.
Now that seems to be so elementary and just so simple that I never paid attention to that element of it. Well, I got to try that for sure.
And this one is a non-autofocus. You have to focus the lens itself. I noticed the camera that you have is an autofocus. This is the latest technology, and I'm going to have to get one of those and try it one of these days.
Well, I've just started taking some pictures with this little autofocus, and it really helps because, like, when I was taking pictures before, you know, I feel like I had to get here and I had to get everything lined up, and boy, you just keep pushing this little button, and it has little red lights, and it gives me the green light, says I'm ready to take it. So I tell you, the new technology is really helped me, and like I said, I try to, when I go bow hunting and things like that, when I'm getting deer up close to me, I just take my camera along, and I've just been zooming them up and getting some pretty good shots with
I think it's great. I think you'll see a lot more professional photographers using them in the future once they get over the ego problem of having an autofocus camera.
Right.
I have tried one on occasion, and I'm amazed at what it'll do. So I think you're probably going the right way.
Well, I hope I can get some nice pictures. I know I'm not in your league as far as magazine, but you know, it's just the enjoyment of it. And you can go take pictures, you know, in hunting season or after hunting season and everything else. So.
I don't have to clean them after I shoot them.
That's true. All right, tell me a little bit about if you got some other lenses here, maybe on an intermediate level.
Sure. The 400 is the lens I use the most when I have a situation like we probably will have today, where we're going to be fairly close to the deer. This is a 180. It's about 3.5 power over a normal lens that you would get with your camera when you purchase it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good intermediate lens for shooting, let's say, tamer deer than real wild deer. And we're going to be in a refuge, so the deer are fairly gentle and used to people, so we may have a chance to use the shorter lens. And it's not quite as expensive as the long 400 millimeter.
All right, Jerry, this next camera I see has a big flash attachment on it. What is it used for?
Okay, this is a motorized Nikon camera, just like the other one. It has a 35 to 70 zoom. This is just a good all-around lens. The flash is used for low light days, where obviously flash is used for adding light when there's not enough sunlight. And a flash will give a little sparkle to an eye. It can be used as a fill flash when there is enough light, but you just want to highlight, say you've got a hat on and the sun's real bright, there's shade over your eyes. The flash will just eliminate your eyes a little bit. It's just a great all-around piece of equipment. The 35 to 70 covers 80% of what you would shoot normally on a trip. With this lens and the 400, you really don't need any other lenses. Notice yours is a 28 to 85, and that's basically in the same range.
Okay. Well, okay. I think I got some basic fundamentals down, and we got the 400 and all the rest of them. Why don't we go out here on the refuge and let's actually show the audience actually what you're going to be looking at through the camera at a big whitetail buck.
Let's go do it.
All right.
Up next, Jerry and Jackie will take you on a whitetail adventure through the lens of a Nikon when the Buckmasters continues.
12 Point. Yeah, he's down there. The trail ends at Bender's Falls. He's one shrewd buck. Winchester. I'll get one chance at him. My rifle's zeroed in. I got the right bullet. You can load your own or hunt with the best. Winchester Supreme. Wait, hold it. Winchester, because every round counts. Oh, yeah, 12 Point.
One of the most important tools of photography, other than your camera, is a kind of film to use. Jackie prefers Kodak 64 Kodachrome, which produces the highest quality image available for slides. And that's important when you're a magazine publisher.
See the spike. There's a bigger buck over here coming to our left.
Oh yeah, look at this deer right here.
come right in here with us, I think.
Good gracious. Smile, you're on candid camera. Now, you try to look for different angles and stuff, Jerry, when you're taking the pictures? Is there any particular thing that you look for in a certain picture?
Okay, I try to get down on the deer's level. I don't like to be up above him shooting down, so I normally try to kneel or squat down and shoot that up so I'm eye level with the deer.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna have a problem shooting through this grass with that autofocus lens if you're not careful, because the lens is gonna pick up on the grass in front of you, and it's gonna focus on it instead of the deer. So
look at this spike coming right here.
Be careful.
Okay.
This would be a good time to put it on manual focus and do your own focus.
I see. I see. Okay,
I'm probably ready for a place to happen.
I'll switch to that then.
We want to try to get a full-bodied shot of the deer and then get closer and then do just a head and shoulder shot.
Right.
Let me give you a little point here, a little tip that really will help you, especially with your manual focusing. You always want to focus on the eye of the animal.
The eye of the animal?
Always.
Okay.
It doesn't do any good to have him up in focus and his head out of focus. So.
Okay, so I'm right here. I want to focus right on his eyes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Let's see if the old young man will come right up to us here. Oh, the old whistle always works. Oh, that's a good shot. That's close enough for this little lens, right?
That's right. He's what, about 20 yards away?
Yeah. Isn't that something? Let's ease on up to this pond right here. Maybe we can catch some deer out right here.
Even though Jackie and Jerry are on a deer refuge, it is very unusual to have the opportunity to get as close to whitetail deer as they have today.
Here's some does out here in the pond out here. Dried up pond.
There's water here at one time, so I guess they're used to coming to it, but it's dry now.
There goes one of them, dude. Let's ease on up here, maybe. You can get some shots with your big lens there, I know.
What do you do? Just 2 days?
Yeah, doe and a yearling. My little lens won't work for that distance.
No, that's too far. And in fact, it's too far for the 400 millimeter. That's 100 yards.
Oh, that's too far even for that. So we even have to get closer.
Okay, there's two deer right now.
Oh yeah.
2 more does.
Okay.
Hey, well, I know another spot. Let's leave these deer and I'll show you another spot that we should see some real nice bucks in.
Okay, let's do that.
As Jackie and Jerry move to another location, let's take a moment for the Winchester's Safety Tip of the Week.
The safety tip this week concerns gun safety. I know a lot of you out there have different calibers of rifles. This particular caliber right here is a Ruger 270. And we're going to be talking about placing cartridges in your rifle. Now this right here is a 270 Winchester Supreme. This right here is a Winchester 243. Now, a lot of times you're sighting in your guns, you got different guns. You've got to be extremely careful not to place the 243 cartridge in a 270 caliber rifle. It would explode, and this is where a lot of hunting accidents happen. One way you can keep this accident from happening is before, each time you go hunting, look on the bottom of your cartridge right here. See? It says Winchester 270 Winchester right here. So you'll know to place that in the 270. If you're looking here, it says 243. Never put that cartridge in a 270 rifle. That's the Winchester Safety Tip of the Week.
This week's safety tip has been brought to you by Winchester. Good deer management programs are essential in producing trophy whitetail bucks. Would you like to see your deer grow from this stage to a maturing trophy buck in a few years? If so, Rack Deer Mineral should be an integral part of your deer management program. Rack Deer Mineral provides all of the essential minerals and vitamins needed by deer in order for them to reach their genetic growth potential. Rack Deer Mineral is research proven and field tested. Contact your dealer today or call 1-800-325-1486. Rack Deer Mineral, because your commitment to hunting shouldn't end with a season.
Oh, Jerry, there's a nice buck right there. See the horns coming up in the sage right there.
You got his head down.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
That's the 10 point, about 19 inches wide. That's a heck of a nice deer.
It's hard to see him. There he is right there.
Just tall enough to stick his antlers up above the grass.
Look at the does in front of him and behind him. Look at him.
Well, that's a neat shot, isn't it?
That looks like a cover right there, Jerry. That looks like one of your covers. Oh, yeah. Boy, look at him.
You see the sky is kind of white colored. We don't have a perfectly clear day. We try to avoid getting the sky in the photograph if we can.
Right.
There's so much contrast between the corn, the grass, and the deer. And if the sky was blue, it'd be fine.
Right.
But most film can't handle that much contrast.
I see.
So we want to try to avoid, keep the shot tighter on the deer.
Right.
And we've got a nice brush background there, so that's the shot you're looking for. Try to keep the white sky out if you can.
Well, let's see if we can ease up a little bit so we can get another shot at him. Look at this deer. Wow. Look at the throat patch on him, Jerry. Oh, man, look at the beams on him.
His beams just go straight up in the air.
Yeah. Isn't that a good deer?
That deer is photogenic.
Look at that buck right there. Boy, he looks like he got real chocolate horns. Let's ease on up just a little bit in this little spot right here. We might be able to get both of them in the same shot. Oh, man, look at the horns on him, Jerry. Good gracious.
He's a good 20 inches wide, isn't he?
Wow.
Is that exciting?
Isn't this something?
Gonna have a little interaction, I bet.
Boy, that is a beautiful deer. Look at the beams on him.
He's coming our way.
Isn't that pretty?
That's a cover shot there.
That is. That's giving you everything that you want. He's got his eyes on that other buck too, doesn't he? Look at that. What a beautiful buck. Look at this deer over here, Jerry. There's two bucks. See the buck over here to the right? See that one?
I can't make up my mind which is a better deer.
Oh, man. Look at that. Man, this is a deer hunter's dream right here. This deer over here looks like his beam is.
I think it's broken.
Sure is. Sure is. Boy, it's gonna be.
I like this guy over here.
Yeah.
10-pointer.
Look at the neck on him. Wow. He's after those does. This is the time of year for him. Another Texas lover. Isn't that pretty?
For about a month, that's all we think about. But that's the time you get your best photographs.
Right.
They're not really afraid of people.
Right. Look at this boy. Look at the big buck back here to the right. Look at him. He's looking away from us now. That's a good profile right there. Holy smokes. I tell you what, this is going to be a picture of a lifetime right here. Look at that. Boy, he gets it going away now. God, look at the beams right there. Holy smokes. What a beautiful deer. Well, I'll tell you what.
Opportunity of a lifetime there.
Jerry, this has been more fun than I've had in a long, long time.
You know what I just realized, Jackie? I ran out of film a while ago, and I didn't reload, and I didn't get any pictures at all. Can you believe that?
I've got them. I can give them to the old professional. Hey, this has been a real treat.
Great.
Enjoyed it. And we enjoy you doing all the pictures for the magazine and everything. All right, let's go.
The Buckmasters will return in a moment.
This, our last show on the video, I meet up with the king of NASCAR, Richard Petty, on his first hunt.
This week, the Buckmasters are in Sonora, Texas, at the famous Kenedy Ranch, where Jackie and his special guest, Richard Petty, winner of 200 NASCAR races, are enjoying a variety of different hunting activities.
It's a little bit different than a racing car, isn't it?
These don't work it that good, huh? A little bit different with four-wheel drive.
This could be your new circuit right here.
You got it.
Man, I'm glad you got a chance to make it down here to go hunting with us.
Boy, I am too. I've really been looking forward to this. It's the first time I've been deer hunting.
Is it really?
Yeah, I've really looked forward to going. And, you know, I've never really shot that much or anything like that, and I've never been hunting.
Right.
So going deer hunting has been, it's not been anything I really wanted to do, but I got a chance to do it, and I'm really looking forward
to it.
Well,
that's good. Well, I know, God, you're so busy. I mean, your racing schedule. I mean, how long have you been racing? I mean, I don't even know if I was alive when you started racing.
No, wait a minute. I've been racing 30 years.
30 years.
You know, we run a 30-race schedule, and we just got through in November, and we done been back to Daytona and did some testing. Got to go back again, get ready for the race. So it's just a situation where it's a 12-month job.
Right.
So we don't really get a lot of time off, and on this field we just made arrangements far enough ahead. Just said, mark that week off, I'm going hunting.
That's great. That's great. Well, we ought to have a great week. This is the best. Like I said, you're going to start out hunting at a place. This is the king of all the whitetail deer ranches. This is the Kenedy Ranch.
Sounds good.
Unbelievable. Well, we got O'Brien over here. He's got your rifle ready. If we'll go sight it in, then maybe we can get out and do some hunting.
I'll probably have to do a little bit of sighting.
All right, come on. How about it, Brian?
Well, we got it ready.
How we doing?
It's Richard Petty.
How's everything?
Miss Petty.
Yes, sir.
You got everything ready for us here?
We got the gun sighted in 100 yards. And I like Miss Petty to shoot it once or twice so he feels comfortable with it.
Okay.
I feel it's comfortable.
This ought to be good.
Have you ever shot a rifle before?
22.
A 22? Okay.
It's a little bit bigger than that, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it's got a little
All
more
right, let's see. What do we shoot at, guys?
All right, we got the targets down there. Let's get some.
All right,
let's
get all this equipment off. Your own hat.
We'll set that right here.
Not many people have seen Richard Petty with his hat off. I hope you know that.
Got this piece loaded?
Nope, we need to slide the ball. Pop one in the magazine there. We'll do it one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time.
Okay. Put on
Take your time.
too.
All right.
Song safety, right?
Okay.
Check.
Let's double check.
Always check. There you go.
Yeah. It's okay. All right, put those earphones on.
I get to do this while I'm hunting?
No.
No.
All right, which one you want to shoot at?
Well, let's pick one. How about the top right-hand corner down there?
Yeah, that's good. That's 100 yards, Brian?
That's 100 yards.
Okay. All right, Rich, this right here is a little old Nikon scope here. It's a 4x12.
Right?
Yeah. It's got different variables. That right there is the lowest power, which is 4. Okay? Just look and see what gives you the most light.
And that brings it right up there, don't it?
All right. Yeah, that's what a variable scope is. And, you know, hunting here in Texas, you can have shots anywhere from 50 to 300 yards, so that's why we like to use a variable scope. All right, what you want to do is you want to make sure you pull it real snug to your shoulder, okay?
All right.
Make sure it's snug, and you don't ever want to get your eye too close to your scope right
there. How'd it do?
You sure you hadn't been hunting before and shot a rifle?
No. I need some more practice.
That's right, dead in the bullseye.
But it wasn't moving.
That's right on it. That's right on it. You did just right. See, you held it firm against your shoulder, and you just squeezed your trigger off, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you like the scope where it is on the variable?
That's just right.
You get the full view.
All right, that number 4 is just exactly right for it.
Okay.
Right there. All right.
I don't think you can do any better by, hitting it in the middle. That's the best you can do.
Well, let's don't practice no more.
Let's go hunt. Okay. Let's go hunt. All right, Brian, let's get the rifle and let's go on out to the field.
All right.
You don't get to take the bench with you, though.
Heck.
All right.
Horn rattling with the use of a grunt call is very productive here in Texas. While Brown is rattling, Jackie will be using its woods-wise grunt call to attract whitetail bucks.
The bucks come in, they rub their horns on the trees when they're making scent line for when they're getting ready to come into rut. So it's a good spot to set up and rattle. So horns. Richard, what you want to be doing is, looking out in this bed in there, maybe one might come out of there. They usually come out pretty quick, too, don't they, right? Yeah. Okay. All right.
See something happens. Get my glasses on before I see what I'm doing.
Brian? Seen Brian? Yeah. That's a decent buck. Yeah. He's warm. He's a little 8-point.
All right.
Can you see him in your scout?
Yeah. He's got him. Yeah. Moving around right now.
He's listen to the horns. Look at him. He's about a 2-year-old buck right there. That's not quite what we're looking for.
That's nice.
Isn't he a pretty buck though? He's got about 3 more years to grow up, though.
Well, if I took a shot at him, he'd probably have 4 more years.
Well, you shot over there at that rifle range, though. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
And it was setting still.
All right, Brian, why don't we do this? Why don't we ease on down a little bit, and maybe we can get a bigger one to come out. Trying to scrape. But now you see what a deer does to
well, and then once you show me 2 or 3 sizes, and then we'll pick out one.
There you go. Come on. All right.
Stay tuned for more exciting hunting action when the Buckmasters continues.
I see myself sometimes in the Olympics and sometimes in the trials, and I'm winning and I'm shooting all 10.
Like every true champion, we at Easton Aluminum are driven to be the best in the world.
And then when I'm at the Olympics, I see myself getting the gold medal. It makes my heart beat really quick.
More honors been won with Easton, including every Olympic medal in history, than with any other arrow shaft in the world. If there's a better arrow to be made, you can bet it'll have our name on it.
The Kenedy Ranch is a hunter's paradise, featuring not only trophy whitetail hunting, but turkey, quail, dove, and pheasant hunting as well. The Kenedy is also home to an array of exotic animals, such as the nilgai from India, imported onto the ranch in the early 1900s. Before Jackie and Richard continue their deer hunt, they get a chance to try their skills at wing shooting.
Jump up. Okay. Get him, Richard.
Got him? Get him, Rick. Woo-hoo-hoo! What a shot. How about this? Well, you had a great shot on that second one.
Yeah, he looked like a kamikaze pilot. He is straight for the ground. The other one was a bunch of feathers flying, but we got him too.
Oh, that's super.
This was a good one. Yeah.
That's super.
Got him on the wing, didn't we?
Boy, you wait till all these guys at the racetrack hear about all this.
They ain't gonna believe it. Well, we got it on film, though. I'll be okay.
We're good.
I don't have to explain myself.
That's right. Boy, that was good shooting. That is a lot of fun.
Quail hunting is next, but first it's time to reload with some Winchester AA.
I better do that. Yeah, you're gonna be neat.
I think I'm gonna do a lot better, Richard, when I don't shoot. See, my percentages are gonna be better.
Yeah, it makes the average.
You know what I mean?
You ready, Richard? He's right here, under this tree right here. Get him, Rick. Good shot. Woo-hoo! Man, oh man. Come here. Come here, come here. Come on, come on. Come here. Good dog, good dog. Good dog. You sure you hadn't hunted before? You put him out of leg.
No, I feel the beginner's luck. That's what's happening.
Everything you do, you do well. You know that?
It's working right now.
You're 2 for 2. Faster than a quail.
Got that on fly too, didn't I?
Good gracious. We're taking a shot.
I'd rather be lucky than good. I guess that's what
I tell you what. You need to get, you're in the wrong business. You need to be in the hunting business.
If I ever go hungry, I know where I can make it.
That's right.
Good deal.
Let's go deer hunting, man.
Sounds good.
The newest, most effective way to call trophy bucks is to bleat like a mature doe that is in estrus. This is the exciting new Woods-Wise buck and doe combination call. It features a dominant buck earning reed on one end and the revolutionary new estrus doe bleat reed on the other end, making this the most effective deer call for the serious hunter on the market today. Look for the buck and doe combination call along with a complete line of Woods-Wise deer calls and horn rattling products at a dealer near you. As the hunters ease their way along the edge of a live oak grove, Jackie spots a buck bedded down in a thicket.
Richard, you got one laying down like that? You see the horns? Look low now, look low. It is a buck. See, he's laying down. Yeah. He's bedded down. There's a doe behind
There's another doe behind
him. Doe
him,
behind him.
Doe's wandering behind. That's the reason he turned around, see?
Yeah.
He's cooling things.
Yeah, look at
Taking
him.
his lunch break.
He's just laying there. See, that's a lot of things, a lot of still hunters, you know, when you're slip hunting, they're looking real high, and a deer laying on the ground's not going to be more, you know, than his head more than 2 or 3 feet.
He's the same color as everything.
See how it blends in there?
Yeah, it's laying
right there. You got to look for horizontal objects. He's an old buck. He's got some good mass on him. But he's all right. Dude.
Running around over there, there's another dude.
Isn't this something?
There's a thicket of them here.
You got a better eye than I got. I guess you got to have a good eye driving that race car.
I hope so.
Moments later, while continuing their still hunt through the Texas brush, Richard spots a big buck. He will now move in closer in order to get a good clear shot of the buck.
All right.
Richard makes a clean shot with his 140-grain Winchester Supreme and upholds Buckmaster's one-shot concept.
How about that? How about that, Richard?
You looked out on him.
How many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, 9.5, that's not that big.
But that counts for your first buck.
All right, man.
I tell you what, I was
First shot, too, man.
Yeah, one shot, and that's what this whole one-shot concept's all about. And I'm proud of you for not taking that shot up there because you turned around and said, I just really couldn't take it.
There was some bushes in the way. I knew he was there, and I could see him pretty good, but not real clear.
Well, that's good. That's good sportsman, and that's good conservation. And I appreciate you know,
well, that way
not taking that good
if
shot.
I had a shot, I was able to get him. Otherwise, I was sort of gambling about it.
Right. That's super.
All right, man.
Well, now I tell you what, that's your first buck. Have you had a good time?
Yes, sir, buddy. I'm having a better time now that I got one.
That's great. Hey, congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Sir.
King of NASCAR gets his first buck. I'll tell you what, Richard, the nice thing about this deer, too, we're going to donate the venison to a charity group here at the Kenedy Ranch.
That's a good deal. You know, I just want him from here up, you know what I mean? And then we'll take somebody that can use him from there back.
That's right. It's going to feed some good families.
That's good.
That's great. Well, let's get him onto the truck.
All right.
Hi, folks. This is Jackie Bushman, Buckmaster. If you enjoy the great sport of whitetail deer hunting, you'll love being a member of Buckmasters. You'll receive 6 action-packed issues of the Buckmasters Whitetail Magazine. Whether you're a gun or bow hunter, we'll bring you up to date on the newest innovations to hit the sport, how-to articles to advance your hunting skills, and humorous deer hunting tales by deer hunters just like you. You'll also receive your choice of a real tree or blazed orange hunting cap, a vehicle decal, a handsome embroidered patch, a sample of snow seal and sport wash, a booklet on how game animals see the ultraviolet spectrum, and 1 quality scent from Wellington Leisure Products. Your total membership package retails for over $50, but is yours today for only $20. Don't miss this opportunity to join thousands of deer hunters in an association designed just for you. Remember, your membership package retails for over $50, but is yours today for only $20. Call now, 1-800-277-BUCK. That's 1-800-277-2825, and become a Buckmaster today.
Buckmasters presents Woods and Water with country singer Johnny Lee.
Hi, everybody. I'm Johnny Lee. And if you like to hunt or fish, or if you just plain love the outdoors, get your pencils ready because this album is just for you.
Looks like another good season with Daisy and Buck in the back of my truck. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Must be when I hear that Susie calling back to me.
Remember when your dad gave you your first gun?
Daddy gave this gun to me, now I'm giving it to you. And I tell you what he told me, son, about this old 22. Well, who's that on the shooters all coming to see? It ain't dead I did, 'cause Johnny one-shot lead.
Ever had buck fever?
I had buck fever. It was my first time buck fever. I couldn't cross that line, buck fever. I let a big one get away.
If you like fishing, you're gonna like this one.
Like my old rod and reel, spinning and casting, living and laughing on the water.
Now this album's dedicated to you, the outdoorsman. I'm headed for the country right now. I got my tape. Call now and get yours.
What a wonderful world.
Enjoy these other outdoor favorites by country great Johnny Lee. You'll cherish them for a lifetime. Order your Woods and Water album or cassette for only $9.99 plus $2 shipping and handling. Call 205-269-3337. Visa and MasterCard accepted. That number again is 205-269-3337.
When you're hunting with Buckmasters, you're hunting tall. Something about the afternoon that's special in the air. Something about the time with Mother Nature that we share. Evening sky, edge of night. Today I've made a memory I'll treasure all my life. Buckmasters, deer hunting